Bob Weir's story isn't just the story of a musician. It's the story of a restless spirit who helped define an entire movement. Bob Weir was born on October 16, 1947, in San Francisco, California. Abandoned by his biological parents at birth, he was adopted by a well-off family and raised in Atherton. From a young age, Bob struggled in school. Dyslexia made traditional learning difficult, and authority never sat well with him. But music made sense. As a teenager, Bob Weir was a classic rebel. He bounced between schools, chased trouble, and followed curiosity wherever it led. That curiosity changed his life in 1963 when a chance meeting brought him face-to-face with a banjo-playing jug band musician named Jerry Garcia. The two met on New Year's Eve, almost by accident. Jerry was older, more experienced, and deeply immersed in folk and bluegrass. Bob was raw, impulsive, and hungry to learn. Despite their differences, something clicked immediately. Garcia became a mentor, Weir became a student, and music became a shared language. When Garcia formed a band that would soon be known as the Grateful Dead, Bob Weir was invited to join, even though he was still learning how to truly play guitar. At just 17 years old, Bob became the youngest member of a band that would go on to redefine live music forever. In the early days, Bob wasn't flashy. He didn't take long solos. He didn't dominate the spotlight. Instead, he developed one of the most unconventional rhythm guitar styles in rock history: choppy, jazzy, unpredictable. His playing filled the spaces others didn't even realize existed. Over time, that style became essential to the Dead sound. The Grateful Dead weren't just a band, they were an experiment. Improvisation, psychedelics, endless touring, every show was different, every night was a risk. Bob Weir grew alongside the band, evolving from a rough teenage guitarist into a confident performer and songwriter. Songs like Sugar Magnolia, Cassidy, Playing in the Band, and Throwing Stones carried his voice, both literal and philosophical, into the heart of the Dead's catalog. But the lifestyle took its toll. The constant touring, substance abuse, and chaos of fame pushed the band to the edge more than once. Bob himself struggled, especially in the late 1970s and 80s. At one point, he was even temporarily fired from the band for failing to keep up musically. That moment forced him to grow up. Bob doubled down on discipline. He practiced relentlessly. He studied music theory, and when he returned, he was stronger, sharper, and more focused than ever. Then, in 1995, everything changed. Jerry Garcia died. For many, that would have been the end. For Bob Weir, it was a beginning. Rather than trying to recreate the past, Bob chose to carry the spirit of the Grateful Dead forward. Without pretending it was the same, he formed new projects like Rat Dog, Further, and later Dead and Company, performing alongside younger musicians while honoring the music's legacy. Bob also reinvented himself personally. He embraced health, fitness, and longevity. He became a family man. He cleaned up his lifestyle, and as the years passed, he transformed into something few rock stars ever become: an elder statesman of music. Today, Bob Weir is seen as the philosophical backbone of the Grateful Dead legacy, not the loudest, not the flashiest, but the most enduring. He represents continuity, exploration, presence. Bob Weir didn't just survive rock and roll, he evolved with it. And decades later, as the music still plays and the crowd still sings, one thing is clear: the Grateful Dead may have started as a band, but because of Bob Weir, it became a way of life.